Hey guys, what's up? It's 8-Bit Eric. Today's video is going to be a question and answer session. I asked a few weeks ago for you guys to submit some questions on my Facebook. If you want to check it out, facebook.com/the 8-Bit Eric Show. More the merrier. Alright, so let's begin. First question is going to be from Casey Yates. With the Nintendo Switch launching, do you think the Switch is going to affect the world of console gaming, and how? Of course it is. I think Sony and Microsoft are going to follow suit, just like when they did Kinect and they did the PlayStation Move controllers and the iToy and all of that. I know Nintendo usually gets a lot of shit, but they do innovate a lot of stuff in the gaming industry that causes changes later on for the next generation. And so far it looks like the Switch is doing well. I mean, they supposedly have sold more during the launch than they did for the Wii launch, which that was fucking huge. But it remains to be seen. But I do think the idea of having hybrid consoles that can become portables and stuff is the future. Josh Fisk asked, who or what inspired you to start up your channel? 8-Bit Eric. I started watching AVGN, Irate Gamer, Gaming Historian, and Happy Video Game Nerd when I started watching YouTube. And I always thought it would be really cool to have my own channel, and I tried actually about 7, 8 years ago. Videos were crap. They still are crap, but it's mostly always been for fun, and I've been blessed to actually become friends with some of those guys that I mentioned, and guys like Game Chasers, Alpha Mega Sin, GameSack, Happy Console Gamer, Rerez, Game Dave, guys like that. Been blessed to meet a lot of people, JKB, Wood from Beat 'em Ups, guys that I really talk to on a constant basis and I think are just fucking wonderful. And I really enjoy making videos. I have fun. I'm not by any means trying to be a superstar or anything like that. I don't have some kind of ulterior motive that some people like to believe. I genuinely like doing this. If I didn't like doing this, I wouldn't be wasting my time doing it. Sergio Casilla says, would you guys, the Game Chasers, would have ever come to Fresno, California for game hunting? I think they actually were in SoCal not too long ago. They do a lot more traveling than me. I barely travel. I just don't really like to for whatever reason. But if for any reason I would be in California, I would totally be down. I always wanted to try to check out the flea markets there because they do look good on Flea Market Madness. So yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Jorge Arias says, do you collect imports? And if you do, would you be willing to do a video on collecting imports? I have a lot of Famicom, Super Famicom games, and I've been importing Nintendo Switch stuff. I'm all about the imports. I have a huge... I probably will do an import collection video actually pretty soon. I have 2 boxes down here that you can't see of PC Engine and stuff like that from Japan that I've collected recently. Eric Garcia says, if you could have a feud/program with any wrestler, living or dead, who would you pick? Ric Flair. He's my all-time greatest favorite wrestler besides Sting, but Ric Flair's the guy that has always been an inspiration and a role model to me as far as what I do in the wrestling ring, and he's a living legend, man. Tanis Pena says, who's your favorite cartoon character and what's your favorite game based on a cartoon? Favorite cartoon character? I don't know, man. Bugs, Mickey, Tom and Jerry, Simpsons. I enjoy Castle of Illusion on the Sega Genesis. I probably would say that's a pretty good game off the top of my head. I mean, I like a lot of the cartoon games, especially like the 16-bit era because they were really well made. 8-bit Little Mermaid's a real good game. Chip and Dale, DuckTales, stuff like that. Brian Atwell says, what is your favorite game system and favorite game for that system? That's kind of hard. I enjoy NES, Super Mario 3, Punch-Out, Nintendo Switch, Breath of the Wild, PlayStation 4, GTA 5, Xbox, Witcher 3. It's kind of hard to detect because there's so many games, so many great games. Star Fox, Super Nintendo, Star Fox, Nintendo 64, Ocarina of Time, Nintendo 64, GameCube, Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door. So many great games, I can't really narrow it down to just one. Joel Edward Sine says, have you tried Taco Casa? I think I have with Jay once. I wasn't impressed. It tasted... Nicholas Jones says, favorite TV show from the 80s or 90s non-cartoon? Power Rangers was my favorite cartoon in the 90s. In the 80s, I watched a lot of stuff like Hey Dude and Salute Your Shorts, stuff like that. But that was like late 80s. I also watched Small Wonder, Who's the Boss, Welcome Freshman, Parker Lewis Can't Lose. what was the other one? There was like another Saved by the Bell, stuff like that. Rocky Ritberger says, what happened to Fine Swine videos? Kristen is still around. It's just we really hadn't had time to film together much. She did a couple of Nintendo Switch videos with me. It kind of seemed like a lot of you guys didn't really enjoy the videos, to be honest. Towards the end, they weren't really being watched as much, so we kind of decided to hold off on them. But if you guys want her back in some videos, I could try my best. We do go to Six Flags a lot and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. Paul Collins says, what other hobby do you like besides gaming? Watching movies, making a mess out of my room, going to theme parks and riding roller coasters, collecting DVDs and VHS tapes and wrestling stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of basic, as a matter of fact. Ken Knowlton says, most difficult game he completed. Fuck me, dude. I don't know. I think a lot of games are challenging. I couldn't just pick one, to be honest. Fallout 4 I found was pretty hard. Breath of the Wild is pretty tough, in my opinion. Antoine Morad says, are you coming back to Canada? I would love to, but I don't have the expense to go somewhere like Con Bravo out of my own pocket. I would love to go and be a guest and stuff, but I don't foresee me being a paid guest to that convention at this time because there's other YouTubers bigger than me that aren't being invited as guests. And I really enjoyed Con Bravo. I thought it was a fun convention. I enjoyed Canada. I love Canada. I would love to go back one day for sure. So we never know. I'm not leaving it closed. And if they approach me, then yeah. Caleb Michael Riley says, would you ever do collaborated videos with low subscriber count channel like his, Game Glyph? I have actually. Retro Cynical, a couple other ones come to mind as recent ones that I've done collaborations with. But there's got to be tact behind it. I would prefer that you get to know me first and talk to me and don't really beg for the shout outs and collaborations. Just let it happen naturally. But I'm not opposed to them. I will be doing a lot of collaborations pretty soon here. I'm not opposed to them because I remember what it was like when I was starting out and wanted to do collaborations with people, and I never will forget where I came from. Roger Fields asked, how old was I when I lost my virginity, and how did Jay's mom treat me? I was 16 years old when I lost my virginity, and it wasn't to Jay's mom. Jennifer J. Love Garcia asked, what was the first game I played and got that started on being a gamer? First game I ever played was the Ninja on the Sega Master System, but I think it was the Mario series, Super Mario Bros. 3, that made me into a gamer, because I played that a lot as a kid. I cannot read this name. Terzia Delacambre LeBlanc. What current gen console have I spent more hours playing? The Nintendo Switch, followed by the PS4. PS4 because of GTA 5. Nintendo Switch because I've been reviewing like a fucking madman for that system. I want to be the fucking go-to Nintendo Switch review channel. Isaac Brown says, favorite Resident Evil game, and have I played the remastered Zero in Resident Evil? Resident Evil 4 is my favorite Resident Evil game, and yes, I have played both of the remasters. I'm not used to the tank controls anymore, so I suck. What is some good advice for a new YouTuber starting out? And he's from Retro Underground. Just be patient. Get to know everybody. Become friends with people in the community first. Don't be over greedy. Don't be overzealous. Learn how to talk to people. Don't assume everybody's going to be your friend. That's the biggest one. Do not assume that everybody on YouTube is going to be your friend just because they have a channel, because there's a lot of fucking assholes out there. James Peter Christensen asked, would you recommend the Virtual Boy at all, at least from a standpoint of a collector? Yes, but don't pay too much for it. I got lucky with mine, $175, and it came with 3 games. It's a nice centerpiece. John Showalter says, favorite snack and ice cream flavor? Cookies and cream, Bluebell only. Nobody else. Favorite snack, Butterfinger. And well, guys, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. Be sure to stay tuned. If you want to ask me some questions, go ahead and ask below. Go to the Facebook and participate, become part of the the community, blah. And yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. Peace out.